Alright, I made my selection for the garden this year. We're going to have spaghetti squash, butternut squash. We're going to have like 5 or 6 varieties of tomato. I got some romas in the mail recently. I got some mammoth jalapenos. Everything's heirloom. We already have onions going, so we're going to have awesome salsa. And I'm just getting my beds wet for planting. We're going to have zucchini, eggplant. Actually, while I plant, you'll find out more. I don't know, I've got like 10 things going in addition to what I already have in the hoop house. Getting these good and wet. I might cover this greenhouse with a plastic cover. It is a little cold at night still, so maybe that'll help. We'll see. Anyway, my selection of seeds has been made. I'm gonna get these around the boulder wet too. You might think this is an interesting mix I got going on here. There's a lot of compost and straw and leaves in here. I'm gonna put really viney stuff up here. Probably stuff like zucchini and honeydew melon, and probably some sunflower seeds. I really grew a lot of sunflower last year when they were growing in these tires. But as I mentioned in another video, my neighbor dog likes to come over and lay in the tires, so that's not going to work for a grow spot anymore. I just wanted to hear the dove. Maybe a lot of birds. We help the birds around here. Okay, and in here I had my Jerusalem artichoke. Let's see how well they do. Man, these, I hear really good things about Jerusalem artichoke. They're an awesome food to have when the times are tough. They're basically an underground growing tuber. When they grow, they look like a sunflower. Don't have the head of a sunflower, but they're a large yellow-leafed flower and bushy green plant. But I've got my tubers in this along the fence here. Jerusalem artichoke, red and yellow potato. Let's water these in good. Okay. Oh, I may as well hit this garden while I have it out. I am happy to see my garlic coming up. Peas, always happy to see peas. Peas have always done well in my yard here. And I easily do 2 crops of peas every year. Early spring and then in the fall. I'll show you a little trick. If anybody is hand watering, you can easily overwater if you do this. The center box is getting twice the water as the end box is. 1, 2. If you were to count and go 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, 4, 7. See how the middle gets extra water? So I've decided to kind of do this. But then again, I can't help do this because it's kind of a nice, feels good in your hand. Put away my hose. The location of my hoe is not optimal because I have to kind of stretch the furthest point. Oops, I got a nice splinter for myself. We're gonna plant some seeds now. It's so muddy in my yard. Okay, everything's had a pretty good soak. We're gonna begin planting. And these are my selections. Alright, I'm gonna actually begin everything. All the outdoor seeding. It's not inside the hoop house. I'm gonna begin with mammoth Russian sunflower. If I can get that open without tearing it. So I bought these online. They were pretty inexpensive. Whoops, oh man. Got 100 seeds for like $4. And I'm gonna plant, let's do 2 per box here. And for a while I was wondering, where am I gonna plant these? But let's put them right here. So this will be mammoth sunflower, mammoth Russian sunflower. They're not very frost resistant. Hopefully this isn't premature. Alright, I'm gonna come over here and put in some honeydew melon. This worked out really well last year. And let's do, I think, 2 plants per box. Ooh. These are stuck together. Eey. I hate to put a cluster in. Let's do a cluster, whatever. It will come up. And I'll thin them out as needed. So how about I do honeydew lemon or melon in these 3. Call that good there. Next I'm going to add some cucumber. Let's do 2 per box. And this one, just 1. And then I'll do, so I think I'll end there with the cucumber. Alright, I'm going to put some cherry tomatoes and this black beauty out here as well. I think I'll do, maybe I'll do cherry down here. If I can get them out carefully. I don't mind planting little clusters of seed because you can always separate them. And then maybe some more cherry here. Looks like I need to water this in more. We're rolling. I just finished all the tomatoes, and I thought that I would just give you maybe a garden view shot from the garden box. Now last year I didn't save any eggplant seed, but this year, oh boy, you bet I will. I'm gonna do 3 seeds per box here with the eggplant. It'll handle 3. My experience is with tomatoes, in the same size space, I could probably put 3 plants as well. Eggplant here, and here. Hope I'm not going too deep. And this is gonna make my wife happy here. I'm doing some broccoli. I've never grown her broccoli. My experience with broccoli has been abysmal. Hopefully these suckers are still viable. Now, broccoli seed is super teeny. It's like a radish. It's teeny. In here, I'm gonna just put a bunch because I don't know the viability of this seed. Call it seed, man. It is teeny, like a millimeter wide. My mom said, "Your dad will be proud." I'm sure he is. My dad used to have an extensive garden that we all just absolutely loved helping him in. But now it's enjoyable, man. It's so nice to sit down at the table and count the things that we've grown. My dad used to have a habit of doing that, and I've adopted that habit. Alright, so I'm going to put in some spaghetti squash. My wife just said it's her favorite, so I'll give her some. And I'm pretty sure I can do 2 per box. These seeds are pretty fragile. I hope they're okay. And let's give her some more here. These are going to be growing all over the place. So she gets 4 boxes. And the viability of all the seed, that's a question. We'll see. I've had a lot of these in a briefcase for a long time. Alright, let's do 2 boxes of butternut squash. All these are so good to bake and even fry up. There you go. There you go. Hey, Brooke. So 4 is enough. We'll try that. Alright, I just basically finished planting everything. I added some zucchini and some salt and pepper, pickling cucumbers, and a variety that I don't even know, but I kept seed from last year. I haven't determined my favorite way of keeping seed. Everybody puts them in envelopes. I started keeping them in, I mean, there's this container. It's alright, it works. It's nice to jump in there and bam, there's your seed. So that's kind of cool, but I don't have any of these containers other than this one. So yeah, obviously these are the most popular envelopes. But I have used old pharmaceutical bottles. The orange ones with the lids. That works too. I like that method too. Anyway, so this is it. I've planted everything I'm going to plant. And I'm just going to water it back in. Because not everything was watered as much as I wanted. Alright, I'm just going to water these back in. And I just realized something, or considered something, and that is, you know, if in the event it's too cold right now for these to start sprouting, or in the event that they come up and we get a weird freeze, I'm going to start a secondary, let's say garden with small pots. I've got these 4x4 inch pots, and I'll keep those in the hoop house. I think that makes sense to have a backup, because these guys are going to be exposed to the elements unless I cover it with a sheet of plastic. I still may do that. I don't know. I want to protect my crop in the event that we get a nasty little hailstorm too. I mean, there's things that can happen. Unexpected things happen all the time, right? So I'm just gonna hedge against those eventualities with backup plans. So we got cucumbers, zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower, eggplant, several varieties of tomato, jalapeno pepper, honeydew, melon, giant sunflowers, Jerusalem artichoke, Yukon gold, and red potato, and then everything that's in the everything that's in my hoop house also. So we're looking at some awesome produce in this garden. To be honest with you, I would be happy to have an even bigger growing operation. That requires more time and effort. But man, I love growing in that hoop house. That hoop house is a joy to be in. It makes gardening fun. And this space too, I think if I enclosed it, well, it'd definitely protect everything from elements. But anyway, so this is it. This is what she looks like. This is April 13th, 2024. And my next project probably is going to be covering this, just because, why not?